Hello friends, welcome to Learned, and we are going to compare online and offline education and focus on the parameter is the cost. So we will compare cost wise online education and offline education and in different categories, and we will talk and for the undergraduates and for the up to primary and 12th class for the engineering higher studies, right? So let's move on the session and let's see that how it impacts our pockets when we go for the mode of education particular. So you can see here we have a table here, and we have a cost and online uh, money required per year and offline money required per year. I am talking in the currency I'm generally assuming is the rupee Indian currency, right? So the internet cost, which lies between 1,000 to 2,000 rupees per year per student, and if a home has different requirement of internet, or maybe your office or place of living has different requirements of internet, then eventually this internet cost become almost zero or negligible, because your TV and other phone and other stuff, maybe office computers, your parents computers required also internet. So you are not taking internet just because of your studies, and even if you are taking it, even though its cost does not going to shoot up with above 2,000 rupees. So definitely internet cost is going to come per year basis, and it may vary from country to country, but in India it's usually like this much. Okay, and India has a great speed and internet and in very affordable cost, and it's good for education. So primary thing is internet. Okay, and even though there are offline lectures and other medium, and this cost can be reduced up to 10 times low if we use smartly or softwares, right? So so online education has a expenditure of internet, but it is controllable and scalable also. So, and definitely offline education does not have consumption of internet. So let's come to the next point we are going to compare. And what is that? Okay, that is course fee. Okay, so sometime you need to buy study material, video lectures, maybe test series, books, digital books, explainer support, and that is digital course maybe costing you in some amount, or most of the time it's has a free portion, and some most of the courses are free also in internet communities, and they are, and if these courses has quality control and everything else, then this has a may cost you from 1,000 rupees to 3,000 rupees up to the 12th class, right, maximum. And if you go in higher studies, it will range from 10,000 rupees to even 1 lakh rupees based on the university and the quality of course, right? But that course is even not available in offline right now. Okay, so in offline education, most of the courses and techniques not available and unreachable because of the distance and other physical limitations in offline education. Even though I am taking that cost zero here, and you are buying digital courses, digital books, and content to for study and even online support also. Okay, so that cost is assumed up to the 12th class is 3,000 rupees. Okay, let's move to the next point. And next point is that you need some kind of gadget, laptop, computer, or maybe a tablet or phone to access this material, right? There are more advanced gadgets in market also for the schools and smart TVs, smart boards. So this lies up to 5,000 rupees, and if the skills go well, then it may lead to the even a smaller amount, right? But 5,000 rupees is considerable, and you will, and once you buy this mobile or tablet, it will work for multi-year, many years. Okay, so it will work for younger children, and it can be transferred or resale also if it has a resale value. Even though I'm considering this cost per year basis, right? Maybe somebody need to upgrade its batteries, or maybe some hardware upgradation has been done. So, and this is scalable over time also. The courses you buy in this cost, it will live with you always. Okay, so, and same is true for the physical books also, but books not upgrade, but courses get daily upgrades, right? And it's a live course, right? So books does not have a life, right? It does not upgrade itself. It does not improve it. If it improves, you have to buy another copy, right? So that is the thing, is good with the online course, right? So, but because in this session we are only comparing the cost, we are not going to compare the parameters and facilities and easiness online education provided with respect to offline education. Okay, so let's go for the mobile tablet, and we will consider is 5,000 rupees for the one time. And and let's come to the next thing, which is very crucial. And I am going to put some parameters which does not feel that at first and that it has a cost, but there is a big cost behind it. Okay, let us suppose you have a you have a fever, or you have some bad health condition, or maybe you are absent, or maybe you are taking care of somebody in your home, and that's why you are absent in the college, or maybe absent in tuition, right? Yeah, you are irregular in class because of weather condition, and number of reasons could be there, right? Not only negative reasons. Sometimes you have a marriage ceremony or some other event in the family, and because of unavoidable responsibilities, you are not able to attend the classes. So these absentees in classes, in physical classes, cost you a lot, because sometimes it costs complete course or complete year. And maybe if you're going for some competitive exam, maybe IIT, JEE, and some other highly competitive exams, and you skip that chapter, and your teacher is so good that that content is never get delivered to you again, or maybe you just mugged up things from notes. Okay, so it's tough to cover up with the highly competitive environment, because all the students are competing with you. And so these absence cost is very high. I am considering is 5,000 rupees in offline per year in terms of extra efforts and tensions. And but actually, at the level of studies and at level of preparation, can be given value up to 5 lakh also, right? So I want to say that this is subjective cost, and but this has no cost in online, because every time you get lag, and you can always get picked up in the hours when everybody is sleeping, or maybe people are taking sports or some other activity. And different uh, students has different rhythm, right? Sometimes you have some responsibility, or you are not able to attend the class, and sometimes your friend has some responsibility, or he is not able to attend the class. But in the online classes, you can go with your rhythm, your family schedule, your requirements, your comfort. Even you can pause a lecture and you can come and review it again. If you want to revise, the same teacher will help you to revise it. You can, if you're fast learner, then you can grab everything just 1 week rather than 6 months. Okay, so so online has its own flexibility, and it gives you that zero cost for this feature. Okay, but offline has a huge cost, but it is minimum going to attack 5,000 rupees on your pocket, and you can feel it in COVID, right? If most of the school were not digitally equipped, and teachers were not trained to teach online, so they were casually teaching on online, and destroyed the brand for the online education. But few brands has scaled it up and given great amount, right, of satisfaction to the students. And so cost of absence is too high in the offline, and it's almost zero for the online education. Let's go to the next point, and that is the quality of education. So this is the biggest concern I go for online education, big thumbs up, because of the point that the teachers, quality of teachers, and regular upgradation of teachers' knowledge is really important. Okay, your teachers are not studying after getting the jobs, especially in government schools. Okay, and even in private schools, teachers are not doing self-study, not for your course only, but their knowledge level, skills, and understanding. And world is changing at very faster way, and industrialists and companies require 21st century talent in the students, but they are still teaching very old syllabus, so maybe same syllabus is delivered every day, every year, and if you are absent, you will not able to tackle it up. And they mostly try to satisfy their own KPI, right? These offline education teachers are non-traceable, like what they deliver in classroom, most of the time you are not traceable by principal, and even students, and the parents don't know anything what has been delivered to my student, right? And my kid. So they just want to fill up your copies and just colored it and copy everything in the complete your copy, so that as a record of study your copy is there, it is full, and you will mug it up and just write it in the exam, and you are forced to mug every beautiful concept. You are never you are never taught and never shown industry experience and how this chapter is going to impact in my life, where does it changing the things in my environment, and wherever it is changing the people's life in the things. So quality of teacher really matter, and it does not depend on degree. It depends on the how teacher has been trained for transfer the education and knowledge, and how much he is motivated to upgrade its methods. Okay, so quality of education is a real factor. And in online classes, it may cost you around 2000 rupees per year to upgrade the method sometime, because it is scalable, right? In online education, uh, and changing the quality of lecture is very easy, because one of the best institutes provide best teachers, and they will come to teach rather than and we can afford them, we can provide great money to them, because of these lecture is used by millions of students. Okay, but in offline education, teachers are not ready to upgrade themselves, and their quality is already down, and even if they are good, they don't have scalability. That's why they don't have any morale to go for further studies and improving their methods, trying to teach parallel applications, right? Quality of education also has a parameter that they mostly invest their time, teachers invest their time to delivering lectures rather than your doubt solving, personal attention. If you have lagged behind 2 year in COVID, then and some student did not lag because they have infrastructure to study, and some lagged, so teachers are not going to cover it up, and some students are struggling in the class. This is biggest concern I find when I talk to students and parents and teachers, right? And this is not covered by offline classes, because there is no scalability and humans are controlling those class, and it is tough, right? So we will give different video for the quality of education concern and go very deep down, and we have analyzed it, and you can see in this slide that we have shown that feeling, what students feel and how parents and guardians feel, right, in the terms of quality of education. So it has great minus impact, and uh, offline education is minimum cost you 50,000 rupees worth dent in if you try to improve it, try to hire private tuition, and even there is no guarantee that that private tuition is doing great, right? And but in online education, this thing does not cost much, right? So we should consider at that part online, but let's go, maybe other parameters may help or may not to the offline education. Let's go to the next point. That is the entrance barrier. Yeah, if you go to some school and it's great, or you think your kid will do great in this school, and they put an entrance barrier to right there, or and that entrance need to be cleared. Sometimes they are so reputed that it become national level entrance test for even a small school. I'm not talking about engineering. There are many other schools which has a national level entrance test, right? Even so, that barrier sometimes is not cleared out by your kid, right? So we suggest to, and but in online education you can get best teachers, one of the best and one of the best in the world, right? And these teachers and their knowledge is available to your kid, right, at almost no cost, right? But in offline education, I will provide 3,000 per year barrier per if student need to be extra preparation, extra overhead, and maybe sometime some bribe is need to be given, and there are many social things happen to get admission in a good school, right? So that coaching time and number of efforts need to be taken. And because base of student is already weak, he will not be able to clear the entrance, right? And by hook and crook, if it does, it may not survive in the college. So entrance barrier is a very key thing, and which almost become a business for coaching institutes, right? So, and it's ruining the education market and education as a task for the teachers. Okay, so let's go for the next parameter. Yeah, for the lower middle class, right? School dress and accessories, a lot of other propaganda is required, though they are sometimes helpful to improve the discipline between students, but that can also be done online education. But these some lots of unnecessary, and because we are already tapped down at it, and the commission charge with the dress manufacturer and increase the cost and everything. So these thing cost in the offline education, that 3,000 rupees I am taking, but it may go to 30 to 40,000 rupees based on city, and if it's a world school or maybe brand of school is too high, that then its cost is also in that way. And even if there is some other activities are involved, and those dresses and everything is required, and focus is not much on schooling and education, it is more on the branding part of school, right? So your children's become the brand ambassador of that school wearing that dress. So if you have short of money, and say online education can help your kid to get real knowledge, and without going for primary expenditure on dresses, right? So online education had zero cost, and offline education seems to be 3,000 rupees. If you can calculate, this is my perception, you can change it according to yours. Yeah. So next point we is seeing that the school fees and tuition fees. Definitely online education does not have those fees, because you have already bought this uh, 3,000 rupees course, right? And maybe 2,000 rupees course. Sometimes it is 500, 200 rupees. I have taken 3,000 as very upper hand, right? And very costly course, and at very higher classes. So the school fees and tuition fees, admission fees, and number of fees, sports fees, school development fees. You can see your kids' fee card, and you will get to know that what kind of fees you pay, and it is minimum 20 to 25,000 for even smaller classes. For the higher classes, if it's a good school, if they claim, then it may go to 1 lakh also, right? So this fee is very high, and which is not going to come in the school fees, tuition fees, right, in online classes. So I'm not saying that and you go to 100% online classes, but if online schools is given priority, then it can scale the education in deep down, and quality education will be scaling, not just the certificate distribution and running a business behind it, right? And the threat of the losing money behind the education, sometimes people hesitate to take risk of taking an education. They leave school early, or they are forced to leave the school early and go for early stage jobs on child labor, and number of things happens. So we want to cut off the quality education cost, right? And just not the behaving like giving an education and acting like an education like today's modern schools. So uh, school fees is almost nullified, and very high in offline, and sometimes unaffordable, and people need to change their school and need to change their ambitions also, right? Sometimes it happens. So definitely it's demotivating, and because they cannot scale up over technology, that's why if they increase the infrastructure, they charge you more. Okay, and so that is the problem. Okay, let's move ahead. So one important cost is that the logistic and transport cost. And online education does not have these costs, that you have to hire a bus, or maybe every day you have to wait for bus, and you have to, because bus takes a time and it goes to every child's home. Then it come, if school start at 8 a.m., then your child leaves the home at 6:30 or and 6:45 or 7. So your kid is wasting 1.5 hour extra in the bus, right? And overhead also comes to family and his mom and father and parents, that in morning you have to wake up, and rather than doing yoga and healthy breakfast and exercise and review of his homework, you have to just work for the school bus driver, right? Actually, there is no transport cost in online education, but in minimalistic way, I have included 6,000 rupees per year, 500 rupees just per month, but it is much higher in the cities. Okay, so transport cost is very high, and the time cost which get wasted and exhaustion, and people get exhausted, right? Children are carrying and doing labor work just by carrying those big bags full of books, 20, 30 books and 20 copies, right? And number of other challenges which I will talk about in other videos. So that is extra negative cost come to with the offline, right? So, but in terms of the only cost of real cash money you are thinking about, not the non-tangible money which you are losing in future. Sometimes you lose money in current aspect, and parallelly you lose money in future, but you don't realize it. Like the time wasted by this bus actually will going to impact your kid in future, which you will realize after 10 or 20 years. And that kid will also realize how time is important in today's era and economy. So, and that time can be saved and given to quality sports. That time can be saved and given to the relaxation, or maybe some extra skills which is really important to learn for your kids. So, and same thing is true for every other aspects of online and offline education. So yeah, let's move the last part, which you can see here is the parent control. So parent control is the one of the most important topic in this video, that and that if you leave your kid to go to other cities and study, and they go in very good company, and sometimes they go in the bad company of their friends, and maybe they may get good friends or they may get bad friends also. You don't know, you cannot control, right? And there are a lot of distraction in the life that they may lose their hope for goals, and they may almost forget their goals you have sent it about. You are sending your hard earned money every month to that kid. Okay, so that money is get loosened, and hope of family get loosened, right? So and you cannot apply that parent control, but in the mobile system, in the online system, you can always apply the parent control software, which almost free or always free. Most of the basic features is always free, and super advanced features has a very minimalistic cost, right? And when I have taken very upper hand, 1,000 rupees for that parent control software and mobile app cost. It will control your kids computer, mobile and the laptop, so that they can be in control up to the age when they get, you think they get mature. If they cross 18, 21 years of age, and you think they need to be now, because I have given good education, now he or she understands his welfare, then you can remove the parent control. But parent control is possible in online education, which is very tough and rare to implement in the offline education, because as soon as kids get mature and get uh, uh, increase their body size, and they get exposed to the social environment, they may not follow your rules and regulations and discipline, maybe guidelines, right? They will only do that when they understand its value, and they will understand its value only if they have great education. So it's a recursive and vice versa phenomena, right? So parent control is very much possible in the online, and people are already doing it. I will show you in different videos, and where I will go in deep down each aspects of this comparison. There, I have many more parameters to put here against the offline education here. And in online education, there is a not much risk is involved. I will also talk about the risk factor involved in online education, and that's why we have parent control and deep software control. And you can keep a trace of it. I will all answer all negative questions in this video series. So we are limiting ourselves only cost and direct cost coming in the online and offline education, and hope you see that online education has cheaper cost and great impact also. I will compare the impact also in some video, that what is impact of online education and what is impact of offline education. Then you will see that there in online education, almost in no cost, you are doing great impact and great life. And in offline education, you have a lot of risk and scalability factor. There's a huge cost, and that for cost you have to earn more, and then to earn more you have to take more risk, and you are not taking any happiness in your life because of your kids education, right? So you have to see that how online education helps your complete family environment, and rethink it in terms of cost. And I will help you in other videos that what are other parameters by which we will compare, right? So subscribe to this channel, and you download our app Learned on Google Play, where we provide all kind of technical and non-technical, and from class 1 to class 12 Hindi and English medium video and test series courses, right? So get down to the Learned app in Google Play and get to know more deep down to the consultancy and education for the students, kids, and engineers and industry.